Yo, you're rocking with Mark B. It's the Mark B Experience. DJ Finesse, Finesse Media. Welcome.
What made you start doing R&B?
I would say R&B has always been, my passion coming up as a kid. Discovering the fact that I could sing as a young child. It was in elementary school, just learning that. And I've always enjoyed, being at home listening to the radio, listening to my favorite artists come on the radio and just sitting there, and I enjoyed it. Um, that's pretty much it. I mean, I like all different types of music, but R&B is just something that I just love to do.
And who was some of those favorite artists that you had growing up?
Growing up, I'll say, I didn't too much like the new music. I'm kind of an old spirit, so I like older music. Luther would be one of them I could mention. Stevie Wonder, Michael, of course. But I was a big fan of well, I say Genuine first, and then Usher came on the scene with My Way in '87 and '01. So I kind of fell in love with Usher for a good while, and I discovered Jamie Foxx. Well, I didn't discover him, of course, but I kind of got hooked on him for a while. But those are some of the people I just enjoy listening to.
Would you say that you developed your style off of any of those? Like, not saying that you copy, but you kind of mark your style off of theirs.
I can say I learned a lot from all of those artists. Little small things here and there helped me, build me who I am, build the Mark B experience. I can say it took me a while to find my own voice. I would catch myself trying to mimic every artist that I heard and try to sing their song exactly like them, which kind of helped build my voice. But as I got older, maybe in my 20s, early 20s rather, at 21, I found my voice of who I was, which is Mark B.
And most R&B artists, they start off in the church. Did you start off like in the choir or anything like that?
Yeah, that's pretty much where R&B always starts at. The artist is in church. I grew up in church. Went every Sunday. We didn't have too much big of a choir, but I started singing in the church. I started going to different churches, singing in show choirs. I spent a lot of time in show choirs, singing and dancing, traveling. But I do have my roots in gospel.
Where did you grow up at?
I grew up in Americus, Georgia, which where I reside now. Little small town. Many people probably have never heard of it, but that's where I'm from.
And that's where you do most of your work at?
Actually, the album now that I have now, Counseling Sessions, which is the beginning of the Mark B Experience, I actually recorded that in Atlanta. But some of the material was written in Americus, Georgia.
Okay, and you say the Mark B Experience. What is the Mark B Experience?
The Mark B Experience is getting to know who Mark B is. It's more so of not just on a musical level, but a personal level. Getting to know my life and my story through my music.
Okay, so like a lot of R&B sometimes is love songs. Is the Mark B Experience more love song, or because you say it's your life experience? So would it be more love songs or tough times, or like what exactly?
Well, the Mark B Experience is it's life. It's things that we deal with, whether it's love or hurt, passion and pain. It's experiences, hard times. It's a broad spectrum. It's not just based off of where you say somebody say R&B singer, you're gonna hear a love song. You may hear something that's real hurtful. You may hear something that's empowering. So the Mark B Experience, being the first album, being the Counseling Sessions, it's a little bit of love, it's a little bit of hate, a little bit of hurt, sad, empowerment. So it has a little bit of everything in it.
Okay, and why Counseling Sessions?
Counseling Sessions, I kind of came up with that because it was a very big part of my life, and when you get the opportunity to hear it, you'll realize that, you know, it goes through stages. It's not just, you know, a album of making love or an album of being hurt. It has everything in it within a relationship that you could possibly go through, that you could possibly experience. So it would, you know, it would come from love, and then you would feel the push and the fight to continue going. And some relationships, you know, they don't always end out the best. They may end out in the wrong place, wrong spot, or just, you know, going their separate ways. So counseling sessions will take you on a journey.
All right, and if I heard you correctly, you said it's your first album.
Yes, it's my first complete album.
So if, like, you say you've been singing since you was a child, why is this like the first complete album?
Well, this is the first complete album, being that it was a project that I focused my energy on. I wanted to build a story, you know, with the tracks that are on there. I didn't want to throw together a project that has different songs here, which may have, you know, sounded good, or we may have thought that was a hit. I wanted to build a project where my fans can listen to, and they can sit down and get in touch with the music and flow. You know, it's like sometimes you'll find your favorite artist and they drop a new album, and, you know, you've only heard their single on the radio. You're like, oh, that's fine. You know, but when you get the album and you start listening to it, and you find yourself just putting the whole album on repeat instead of just that one track, you just let them roll. You know, so that was a project that we spent a lot of time on, working on, and it's very deep. When you get an opportunity to listen and hear it, you'll experience that.
Might be experience.
Yeah, man.
Are there any set dates for your album to drop?
Not yet. We're still working on certain parts of it. The project itself is put together how we want, but there's still some minor things that we have to work on before we start trying to promote it and put it out.
Can you tell them some places that they can see some of your music?
Yes, you can go to Reverb Nation / Mark B Experience, or you can shout out on Facebook, the Mark B Experience on Facebook. Also, I have a YouTube page, the Mark B Experience, but you would search for Soul Star Live World. That's no spaces, but those are the 3 outlets that you can get to it right now.
And what's your favorite part about doing R&B?
My favorite thing about R&B is, you know, just connecting with my fans. You know, it's not so much about, you know, singing and sounding good and, you know, just performing for me and entertaining. It's about, you know, being able to, if you can just touch that one person in the crowd with, you know, what you're speaking, what you're saying, your story, if you can touch that one person and make some part of their life better.
A lot of R&B singers in the past and people that sing like soulful music felt as if they could change the world with their sound, or change the world with music, period. Do you feel like the Mark B Experience could maybe not change the world, but like change certain people, the way they think, or maybe they'll hear your experience and how you handle it through your music and be like, man, I ain't never tried that before. Let me do it this way. Do you think you can do that?
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Music is one of the things that makes the world go round, and music is more so not about, you know, getting somebody to bob their head or, you know, say, hey, that sounds good, but it's about touching someone. It's about telling a story. It's about telling, you know, about your failures, your success, and, you know, people as human beings, we hear other people's story and we try to relate to it. We try to find a way, whether we can make it better or, you know, find a way to alter it somewhere in our life where it makes us better.
Okay, and what is the ultimate goal what's the ultimate goal of the Mark B Experience?
The Mark B Experience, I would say, has no limits. You know, with it starting out with counseling sessions and exposing who I am as a person, exposing just issues in life, and bringing people back to loving one another and caring for each other and working together. The Mark B experience has no heights. You know, we continue to grow, we continue to touch people, reach people. We just have no limits.
Okay, with a lot of R&B music like Beyonce and Rihanna and things like that, they actually have people that write their music. Do you write your own music?
Yes, I do. I actually, the first song I wrote when I was 16, and I actually composed the music for it myself. I had a little keyboard at the house. I tell people about this all the time. And I just started playing with it. I didn't know how to play it. I just started playing with it. And I ended up, putting a little piece together. And I wrote about, this little girl that I was in love with at the time. And I actually got to perform it at my high school. That was my first time actually being on the stage and performing it. I had the, pianist and the drummer and the guitar player, so I felt like, I was already there. I didn't know that that was the true beginning of the Mark B experience. But, yeah.
This is my very first R&B interview. I've only done hip-hop artists before, so I think it'll only be right if you give us a little something.
Yeah.
Just something maybe from, the album or something, just anything. Just give us anything. Thank you.
Cool. Well,
it would be appreciative.
Well, I'll give you the intro to the album so you can begin to experience the Mark B experience. And it's called I Love You. Girl, I love you, that is something I can truly say. My love grows for you each and every passing day. Girl, my love for you is guiding so strong. I just don't see how a love can go wrong. I know it's not infatuation because the way I feel about you, girl, it's gotta be love, and it's so real. Yes, it is. It's so real. It's so real, yeah. That is the intro. Peace.
Trying to steal all my fans.
Nah, man. First and foremost, if it ain't Finesse Media, it ain't a movie. I want to thank DJ Finesse for having me out. Thank DJ Trinell. I want to thank my fans for being part of the Mark B experience. I want to thank you for looking out for the counseling sessions. That is coming soon. I want to thank my fan base, thank my support team. Appreciate you guys. Peace.